Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Cancer for the month of January 2024. Happy New Year. Cancer, we're in the sign of Capricorn, your polar opposite sign. We've just had a full moon in your sign last night, which was the 27th of December. You are in the sign of relationships in your 7th house. So Capricorn energy is earth, and 7th house is all relationships pertaining to you in your life for the next 4 weeks. Energy around 3 of Pentacles, working well with other people, building on your foundations that you have, being practical about your relationships, both at home and at work and with the family. This is also very much a spiritual card, talking about the reciprocal nature of student and teacher in relationships. So you've got to remember that. Someone is teaching you something, or conversely you are teaching someone something in that relationship, no matter what it is, whether it be personal, intimate, just work related, business. We've just got to be mindful of what we're learning from people and what you may be teaching them or they may be teaching you. So very much the focus, Cancer. So let's get on with it. Where you are right now. Knight of Cups, offers coming in thick and fast. This is quite an immature, it's a knight, so it's like an immature messenger energy. It's this card embodies in love with the love itself. It's like it's not yet mature. It's the young guy that, oh, the roses come out and the chocolates, whatever, but he can't kind of back it up. It usually means, too, this Knight of Cups, that this particular male energy has had a lot of difficulty with his mother. It's like it's a strange thing. Either he hasn't been mothered well at all, or he's been over-mothered. So it's that kind of energy. So therefore, Cancer, we need to sort of be very skeptical. Yeah, go in there and, you know, receive all the fabulousness of it and the love and the romance and, you know, the headiness of it. But just be careful, because it could quickly, after the 6 weeks of infatuation, it could go in a different direction and you're left standing there. Conversely, if it's an offer of some kind, business or some kind of emotional offer, it could be business, it could be anything, just be skeptical. We'll find out what's influenced that to come in, and therefore the rest of the reading. And we have 5 of Wands, so obstacles coming in. So not all that glitters is gold, so you've got to learn to navigate here. Navigate the obstacles and the roadblocks all 4 weeks. So any relationship, we need to sort of navigate them and get to the goal that you want to achieve for this 4 weeks in your relationships with the various people in your life. So, you know, don't back out or reverse when you see an obstacle. Find a way around it is the best way, because otherwise it will chase you until you learn this, and you'll keep getting the 5 of Wands until you learn to navigate obstacles. Okay, let's see what was going on in Sagittarius season. So that would be November, December, and we have another 5 of Swords. Yeah, conflict. People telling you, oh, it's this way, it's that way, having these constant battles with people mentally. Could be work people, could be family people, where you've got to sort of try and justify yourself. You don't need to, just don't engage. Do what you have to do. You know, don't get into your head about stuff, Cancer. You're intuitive people. You're not an air person. You're not that mentally agile. You're led by your intuition and your emotions, not by your mind. So this, hopefully you learned that, you know, just go, okay, I don't need to ask anyone's opinion about anything. I'll do what I know and feel is best for me. So therefore you don't waste mental energy asking people, and then you'll go and do what you want to do anyway. End of story. Recent influences, King of Cups, very much one of your realm. Yeah, he's very closely, of course, he's the grown-up version of the Knight of Cups, but he also holds this emotional female. It's something to do with the mothering that he received, that sort of, it's still there, and it's still like a wound that won't heal. So he closes up. So if you've got this man in your life, you know to say, okay, don't go there. Like, find other things. Like, that's up to him to sort of heal, but you cannot heal other people unless they want to heal themselves. And the King of Cups, so the Scorpios, the Cancerians, the Piscean men, they can be quite emotionally, how do I put it, draining, because women like to sort of, you know, rescue or help, and it doesn't help these people because that wound is still open and raw. So you need to sort of find other strategies to deal with that. And maybe it's none of your business anyway, you know? We have to be responsible for our own. So if this King of Cups is there, just be mindful of that wound, and that's him, and that's where he comes from, and that's up to him to fix. The lesson you'll be learning. Six of Cups, so people from the past coming back in. Maybe old relationships from the past will surface, and you'll be like, oh my God, where did they come out of the blue? But when you get the Six of Cups, that it often happens when you get it, especially as a lesson. It's about going back and going, yeah, well, that's what happened. What have I done about it? These people get in contact. Do I want it? Is this going to be a value to my personal growth, or is this just going to drag me back down memory lane? Or does this person want from me something that haven't fixed since like 20, 30 years ago, or for younger people, you know, maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago? You've just got to be seeing yourself evolving and moving forward, not just being stuck back in that cycle of other people's wounds and other people's stuff. Okay, near future. Ten of Swords. Now this mental energy is coming to an end. We have had 5 here, we've got 10 here. It's like you are going through a cycle. You're nearly at the end of it, but just remember these things, especially in relationships. They are not easy. They are not. And people, human beings think, oh, it's wonderful, but until it's not. And then, you know, we get into our heads and we have a really difficult time for a while in our mind, and our mind runs at the show. Especially for you, water people, you're intuitive. You should listen to your intuition, and not for whatever your brain manufactures, or not from what other people tell you. What would they know? Okay, what's happening? You're not realizing. Strength, so very self-aware. Big card, yeah, biggest card in. You've got to be more self-aware of what's going on. You've got to sort of rely on your intuitive energy in relationships. Maybe these people that you're in these relationships with, they've got to fix their self and be more self-aware as how they sort of impact on your life. Vice versa, it goes both ways. It can't be just all, oh, it's his fault or it's her fault. Work on it together, but definitely be more self-aware. It's a really difficult card, this one, to sort of, you know, get over, and it's sort of like a lifelong lesson, the Strength card. It's like, yeah, we always have to sort of manage our own shortfalls and our own flaws, and then look at other people and go, yeah, they've got them too. But it's up to them. It's very much an individual thing, Cancer. How others see you. Yeah, King of Pentacles, very grounded, very down to earth, very sort of precise energy, having plans, staying grounded, getting to where you want to go, being inclusive with, you know, where you are. Stay on the earth. Don't be floating around in the emotions, or, you know, going this way and that way in the air and the mental energies. People see you as this very sort of earthy type of person, despite the fact that you are a water person. So that's a really comforting card to get, I would imagine, isn't it? Positive feeling. Sorry, I'm hurrying, love. I don't. It's just the way it is for this readings. The World. So a cycle is coming to an end. So be thankful of that. But just remember what you've learnt in this cycle. It's all here for you. So well done. But yeah, it's coming to an end and a new one will replace it. So death and birth, and it goes on, that cycle of life. Perfect card for you to get to know. Oh yeah, look, I'm really coming to grips with all this stuff relationship wise. The outcome. The Hierophant, so trusting your moral compass. Need I say more? These water people, you Scorpios, you Pisces and you Cancerians, you have the gift of being intuitive. Listen to your moral compass. Don't be dragged into the element of air and be blown this way and that. Okay, I'm going to put the clarifier of the Oracle onto that Strength card, because that's the self-awareness that we all, it's a sort of lifelong story. So let's see what's under the surface of your awareness and your self-awareness and the other people in your life as well. What is the message there for you? The Swan, number 12. Transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. What did I say? Up here, moral compass. This card represents a transformation from one state to another, from the ugly duckling to the beautiful swan. This signifies a period of growth that will ultimately be life-changing. The swan says that you may change so much that you may not recognize yourself in the end. Most important, it's time to honor and love this change within yourself. For then, only the most beautiful reflection will shine back at you from the mirror of your life. The swan says dive in and you will love who you become. It also reminds you that you need to trust your intuition and your psychic gifts to guide you as you go through the process of wonderful and ultimate change. The swan is the companion of the High Priestess, who has the ability to part the mists that serve to separate Avalon from the physical world. So Avalon's just like the other world. It's like the unseen world, the spiritual world. The swan can dive into the lake on her behalf and find treasure that the human eyes cannot see. The swan reminds you to see with your heart and listen with your spirit, and the whole world can be magically transformed. Thank you so much for listening, Cancer. Have the best 4 weeks.